I thought Cloud9 was good, obviously, but I think Jensen's insanely good. So the fact that like they downgraded and we upgraded is like really important since we were already better than them, and now we're even better.
Well, first interview of the split officially, and it is with someone I've known for quite some time now, Doublelift, after a victory. Of course, coverage brought to you by Alienware. Let's talk a little bit about today's game against Cloud9, because actually going into this, all the rumors I had heard kind of put you guys as like the underdogs.
Yeah, I think Cloud9 had like a Korean boot camp, which if my team had to do, I would be very, very upset.
Didn't you do that last year?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think like our team is pretty conflicted on whether or not it was worth it, and it was like really stressful. And the season went really long for us because we went to MSI and we didn't have a break, and then we went to Worlds. So yeah, I mean they definitely practiced a bit more than us, but I think our players are just better, and we happen to play better today. But really, the MVP can't be understated is U.GG. That website really just took us all the way to the W.
Yeah, very good, very good. Also, Alienware is staying just off screen, so you might want to.
Them too.
Great. I'm sure they'll be thrilled with that. All right. Anyway, so but speaking of MVP, who was the MVP that game? You think?
In hindsight, I mean, not even in hindsight. Like during the game, I realized that all of us were kind of playing like shit. So if I had to pick like a best performance, it might have been Jensen because he played bad, but not that bad. But all of us were playing like really bad.
Okay.
It just so happened that like C9 played way worse, and like that's one of those games where the coaches are not happy after the win, and all of us are like, man, I can't believe I made those mistakes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are a little like we're happy about the win, but we're like, how did we win?
Yeah. I enjoy that I gave you the opportunity to like lift up your players and your teammates, and you're like, we were all dog shit. He was just not as bad as the rest of us.
I mean, yeah, you should have seen. I mean, obviously everyone saw some of the things. Core JJ missed every shield and every ult and flashed randomly once on accident. I like randomly died 2 times and got hit by every skill shot. Jake smited Baron at 50 HP and like missed every Q. What happened top? Well, he got solo killed twice. Like I don't know. It was just like it was just a terrible game from everyone. But we had like I think we just have pretty good teamwork, so we were able to make good plays.
Yeah. Steve walking by in the background right now.
Yeah.
All right, so you managed to make it work. Were you confident going into the match? Because people were really hyping up Cloud9 based off of Scrim results.
Yeah, we're pretty confident. I mean, Scrim results don't really mean anything. That's what I've learned over the years. It's like, sure, you can be like the team that smurfs on everyone in scrims, but if you can't translate, like, and I'm saying this as a team that like we historically have had like a ridiculous scrim win rate. So when you're winning every scrim, you start questioning whether or not like that is a byproduct of you being a good team, or like what like why are you winning every scrim? So I don't know. Like for us, I don't really think much of it, and I thought Cloud9 was good, obviously, but I think Jensen's insanely good. So the fact that like they downgraded and we upgraded is like really important since we were already better than them, and now we're even better.
What do you think of Niski after that game?
He was pretty good. I saw he missed Q on a slept target. That was pretty interesting. That was a free kill.
He got a couple of kills on Jensen, though, I feel like.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, he was pretty good, though, overall. Like he didn't play a perfect game at all, but I thought he was good. He might have been the best. Yeah, I'd say, like, maybe the best performance out of anyone on their team that game. But, yeah, it was really enough, When 2 really good mid laners fight each other, usually the thing that matters most is, like, matchup and teammates. So, yeah.
You guys were able to carry it through. Now, how have things been going in scrims? Like, because you said scrims don't really matter. You've historically had a good winning record. I do feel like scrims at least can help build confidence before a match, right? So I'm kind of curious what's been going on with TL.
I mean, I'm confident whether or not we won or lost scrims, but I think the team overall we were really confident, and yeah, that's pretty much it. There's no reason to be worried.
Makes
about
it sound like scrims weren't going well. Because you didn't answer. You're like, I'm confident no matter what has been happening in scrims.
Oh no, we stomp every scrim basically. Okay. Yeah, but that doesn't really mean that like that doesn't translate to my confidence. I think it's just about whether or not I think I'm going to play well.
Well, you're probably one of the few. Don't you feel like most players in the LCS, if they've been losing all week long in scrims, and then they have to go on stage against in a really hype matchup, don't you feel like it's harder for them than if they've been stomping all week long?
Yeah, you need some wins for sure, but I think it's if you're good, you'll win the scrims, and if you're bad, you'll lose. So it's not really whether or not you won; it's whether or not you're good, and that's how I feel. If I feel like I'm playing well and yet we are losing scrims, despite the fact that I'm in a good shape, like I still have a lot of confidence. So it really just comes down to whether or not I think I'm good and not like the team's performance.
We haven't had a chance to see any of the other teams play. Did you catch any of the 100T TSM match? It was like 0-0 at 10 minutes.
No, that's actually I'm not surprised because those teams don't do anything.
Really?
Ever. Yeah. I think the main reason why like people hype up us in C9 and they rank us highly is because we actually do stuff. But most other teams in LCS right now, they don't do anything, and I don't understand why, because like the game is really fast and there's a lot of fighting, but like they do everything possible to like avoid it. So it's really strange. I'm not surprised it's 0-0 10-minute game.
Do you have a dark horse? Like, are there any like teams that are performing much better than you expected?
I think Golden Guardians is good. They have a solid roster. Ole is good, and he was one of the best, or just straight up flat out the best support in LCS last year. So, like at the end of last year especially. So they picked up like really good players, mid, top, and jungle, or mid, top support. Their jungle was already good. Their AD was already pretty good. So, like I think Golden Guardians has like been a joke for the last year, but maybe this year they're gonna like pop off and make top 3.
Yeah. How about CLG?
No. I like Vincent, but no.
When you say no, what is the no about? Like, I just say them and you just say no. I need context.
I just think Vincent and Power People aren't good enough to carry the team.
Okay. So you don't? Do you see them getting bottom 3, bottom 2, bottom 1? Like,
I don't know. I don't really care. They're just not gonna be. I think like the main thing is like if I'm scrimming the team, am I learning a lot from it? And for certain teams that's the case, and usually against CLG it's not really the case.
Yeah. So where is Team Liquid at right now compared to the maximum potential, right? Because this is the first day. You guys obviously had a lot of missteps. So like if a Team Liquid fan watched today's game, how should they feel about like where the team can go from here?
Well, I think we're better right now than we were at Worlds, which is really hard to do because usually after a year, and especially after roster changes, you reset and you start from nothing. So I think we're actually starting from a really, really high level. And as far as our potential, it's really high. I mean, everyone on our team has gone really far at Worlds except for me. I've actually won an international tournament, though, at All-Stars. I'm the greatest 2v2 player in the world.
Yeah. So you're going to lead the rest of these
yeah.
Worlds and MSI.
So that's our potential. That's our potential. But, like world champion, or wait, no, we have 2 world champions and the semifinalists, and then Jake went to MSI. I mean, like we have an insane roster, so our potential is really high, and I'm really happy because on this team I feel like I can really focus on my own play, and I don't have to. I basically could spend the whole game with my mic muted, and we would probably still win.
Is this the best roster you've ever been a part of, including the TSM one that stomped in North America for 2 years?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's the best roster I've been on. The thing about the TSM roster is we were insanely good in North America.
Yeah.
And those years, I think NA was particularly garbage. And it was because all of the best players were concentrated on 2 or 3 teams. It was like us and Immortals. And then, there was Cloud9 as well. That was decent. But yeah, like I think those years, relatively, we were really, really good. But like this roster, relative internationally, I think we were really, really good.
Yeah. How does this team compare to the CLG of 2013-2014? Because you did beat Azure Cats in the relegation mode to succeed.
Yeah, I think we're a little better than that. Okay. Just a little.
Okay. Good. I'm glad to hear that because that's I know a high peak for your career, so I just wanted to make sure I brought it up. Who do you guys play tomorrow?
CLG.
Oh, you do play CLG tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you think that's definitely going to go in your favor.
I mean, I hope so, or else they were in big trouble.
Okay, very good. Well, we'll see how things go. Is there anything you want to say to any of the TL fans at the end of this year? Or the end of this interview for this coming year? I feel like you're a little quiet today. Like today was just you're like withdrawn a little bit.
What? No, I'm not.
Usually you're out there, you're like, "What's up, everybody? We just stopped those guys. They suck. I'm Doublelift. Everybody else is trash."
This is the 1,000,000th Travis Doublelift interview we've done. It's like interview number 500. What do I say at the end? Thanks to all our sponsors and the fans. Appreciate it. And to all the people who still watch these, thank you for supporting my friend.
You can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Well, hello. It's so good to be back again here at LCS. I can't escape this job, apparently. I'm always going to be here doing content for all of you. There is good news, though. A year ago at this time, I was unsure of what my future looked like as an independent content creator, but after a year, I can say feeling pretty good. A lot of that, by the way, because of Alienware, who's locked in this year with us. They're super cool. And the coolest thing, by the way, I don't have to pay the Doublelift interview fees anymore. You know, those were building a lot last year. Both Alienware and U.GG, because of their relationships with Peter, that fee is waived. So thank you so much to both of them. Be sure to check out the new Alienware stuff that just came out at CS, including their Area 51M. There's a link in the description below for that. And thanks again for watching my interview.